When 28-year-old Ethan Cole vanished one ordinary Sunday morning, his family thought it was just a misunderstanding. But as hours turned to days and police tracked every signal, a terrifying truth emerged. Ethan's phone never moved. It stayed powered on, sitting quietly on his nightstand, while Ethan was nowhere to be found. This is the story of a disappearance that defied logic, a mystery where technology became the first suspect and silence the only witness.
Chapter 1, The Perfect Morning. It was April 7, 2022, a clear spring morning in Greenville, North Carolina. Ethan Cole was a software engineer, quiet, intelligent, and endlessly curious. He lived alone in a small rental home on Ashwood Lane. Neighbors described him as the guy who always waved but never talked much. At 7:13 a.m., Ethan texted his best friend Maya Thompson, "Hiking today. Need to clear my head. Don't wait up." He was last seen by a gas station clerk buying 2 bottles of water and a pack of protein bars. Cameras caught him smiling. That was the last trace of him alive. Chapter 2, The Vanishing. When Ethan didn't show up for work Monday, his supervisor called Maya. She drove straight to his house. The front door was unlocked, the lights were off, and his phone, fully charged, was lying neatly on his nightstand. His wallet was there. His keys were there. His car was gone. It looked less like someone had left in a hurry and more like someone had disappeared mid-thought. Police were called within the hour. They began searching the nearby hiking trail, where Ethan said he'd go. For 3 days, helicopters circled the forest. Nothing. The only strange clue? Ethan's phone never left his home's Wi-Fi range. To the digital world. He'd never gone anywhere. Chapter 3, The Investigation begins. Detective Harold Brenner, a tall, grizzled man in his 50s with silver hair, gray eyes, and a heavy southern drawl, was assigned the case. He didn't like mysteries without footprints, and Ethan Cole's disappearance had none. The phone record showed 0 activity after 7:15 a.m. The last data ping came from the same cell tower near Ethan's house. No signs of forced entry. No blood. No struggle. Then a strange discovery. The home smart speaker had recorded a command the morning he vanished. At 7:18 a.m., someone said, "Play my favorite playlist." Ethan's voice, calm and familiar. But according to the coroner's timeline later, by that time, he might already have been dead. Chapter 4, The Friend. Maya Thompson, 29, biracial with light brown skin, long black braids, hazel eyes, and an easy laugh that had gone missing since Ethan's disappearance, refused to believe he ran away. She told police Ethan had been acting strange. Paranoid even. He thought someone was following him. She said he'd started coding some kind of app, said it could see patterns no one else could. Detective Brenner raised an eyebrow. What kind of patterns? She hesitated. Government surveillance. He said, but I think it was something else, something personal. Chapter 5, The App. Inside Ethan's computer, digital forensics uncovered a program called EchoMap, an AI algorithm built to trace digital echoes, data trails that never delete. It could reconstruct a person's location, even from deleted metadata. But the code stopped mid-project. The last save line read, "They found out." Detective Brenner stared at the screen, unsettled. The timestamp on that file? The night before Ethan vanished. Chapter 6, The Car. 2 weeks later, hikers found Ethan's car deep in a forest 20 miles away. Engine cold, doors locked, no sign of struggle. The trunk held muddy hiking boots and a torn backpack strap. Nearby, a single footprint, barefoot, size 11, led away from the car and into the woods. Then nothing. But the strangest part wasn't what they found. It was what they didn't. No fingerprints inside the car, not even Ethan's. Chapter 7, The Hidden Camera. Police searched Ethan's house again. In his living room smoke detector, they found a tiny hidden camera, one not registered to any home device. The memory card held 4 hours of footage. The final recording, time-stamped April 7th, 7:22 a.m., showed Ethan sitting on his couch, drinking coffee, then looking up suddenly startled as headlights swept across the window. He stood, walked to the door, and never came back. Seconds later, the feed went black. Chapter 8, The Neighbor. A week later, a neighbor named Calvin Brooks, a 45-year-old white male with unshaven face, messy blonde hair, and weary blue eyes, came forward. He said he saw a white van parked outside Ethan's house that morning. When shown photos, he identified the logo, Terralink Technologies, the same company Ethan had once done contract work for before quitting suddenly 6 months earlier. The company denied involvement, but Brenner wasn't convinced. Chapter 9, The Breakthrough. In late May, a break came from an unexpected source. A data analyst volunteering with the search team decrypted a backup file from Ethan's app. Inside was a GPS trace labeled Home Base. When plotted, it pointed to a remote storage facility owned by Terralink. Detective Brenner got a warrant. Inside one of the units, they found racks of servers running machine learning software and a small desk with Ethan's name tag still sitting on top. Dust covered everything. Whatever had happened there happened fast. Chapter 10, The Body. 2 months after Ethan's disappearance, a fisherman discovered human remains along the Neuse River, partially buried in silt, wrapped in a decomposing tarp. Dental records confirmed it was Ethan Cole. Time of death, roughly April 7, 2022, between 7 o'clock and 7:30 a.m. He'd been dead the entire time his phone sat charging on his nightstand. Chapter 11, The Cover-Up. The FBI took over the case. Ethan's app, they said, had accidentally accessed classified communications networks, the kind private contractors weren't supposed to touch. Terralink had ties to a government data mining project, but Detective Brenner knew a corporate scapegoat when he saw one. He asked one question that made everyone uncomfortable. If Terralink was innocent, why erase every log tied to Ethan's code? The answer never came. Chapter 12, The Message. A month later, Maya received an email from Ethan's old encrypted account. No subject line, just one attachment. When opened, it displayed a single line of code looping across the screen. "We are all being watched." Her laptop froze, then shut down. When forensics traced the sender, they found something impossible. The message had been sent from Ethan's home Wi-Fi router, weeks after his death. Chapter 13, The Revelation. Detective Brenner revisited Ethan's house one final time. He sat in the same living room chair Ethan once did. The phone still lay on the nightstand, powered on. Its screen glowed faintly, displaying the words, "Echo Map running." Somehow, the app had reactivated itself. It displayed a heat map of signals in the house, including one pulsing from the smoke detector. He stood, heart pounding. That hidden camera was transmitting again. Chapter 14, The Feed. The feed streamed a live image, but it wasn't the living room. It was from somewhere underground, a tunnel filled with humming machines and shadowy figures moving in the dark. And in the far corner of the frame, a man who looked exactly like Ethan Cole, alive, older, his eyes hollow, typing at a terminal. Then the screen blinked off. The app crashed, and the phone, that phone that never left home, powered itself down. Chapter 15, The Aftermath. The FBI sealed the case. The official report called it suicide by drowning. No mention of the footage. No mention of the app. Maya kept fighting, leaking parts of the story to journalists. But most outlets refused to publish. Too speculative. Too dangerous. Detective Brenner retired a month later. He took one thing with him, Ethan's phone. He never turned it on again. Chapter 16, The Legacy. 3 months later, an anonymous open source file appeared online under the title Echo Map. Truth doesn't delete. The code was Ethan's, but rewritten. It could track hidden surveillance devices across global networks. Thousands downloaded it before it disappeared again. No one claimed authorship, but deep in the metadata, one signature line remained. Isidus were alive.
Ethan Cole's story ended where it began, in silence, with a phone that refused to die. Maybe the truth about his disappearance will never be known. Maybe that's exactly how he wanted it. Because in a world run by data, sometimes the only way to stay free is to disappear yourself. This is Justice Uncovered, uncovering the truth one case at a time. If you believe some mysteries are never meant to stay buried, share this story. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next story might just be watching you.